welcome to the Fulbeck Paddock show. We can't call it a paddock walk because I'm sat down with Freddie Purnell. Freddie, first race of the day. We finished just outside the top 10, but did you enjoy it out there? Wet conditions. Did you enjoy it? Have fun?
Yeah.
Lovely. Out there, you said, I was just speaking to you beforehand, you were running quite well. You had a little spin on the final lap, but you were happy with it? You think good for tomorrow? More wet racing? Really looking forward to it?
Yeah.
Good stuff. Anybody else? Is there anybody else from your team out there racing at the moment?
No.
Well, I've just seen your mum go off to watch somebody. I've got no idea. She just left you with us in Alpha Live, so there is someone.
Harrison.
Well, is he your brother?
Yeah.
You forgot about your brother?
No.
Freddie, well, thank you very much. We're going to head that way. I'll let you go and watch Harrison. So we're going to head off this way, down here, and we'll find some people to speak to, hopefully. We've got some races still going on, so we'll have people coming off the track. We might be able to get some live action. We'll head into this awning. There's nobody here yet, but like magic, Archie Garner's just appeared to my left-hand side. Archie, your first CKC race this season. Guessing not your first time here at Fulbeck, though?
No, it's not my first time. I've been here before for only practices, but other than that, this track is really enjoyable.
So, what's made you want to come and do CKC then? Is it because it's nice and local, or you just thought it's about time we gave it a whirl?
It's just about time.
First race of the day, obviously we can still see your kart is wet because it was raining out there. How did that go for you?
It went really well. I came from 21st to 14th, and it was just really enjoyable.
Good stuff. So we've got another race day tomorrow with 2 more heats and the final. What are your hopes? Where do you think we can get up to?
I think we'll be able to get about to 12th or 13th.
Good stuff. Archie, brilliant. I'm going to come and speak now to Noah Jebson, who makes his CKC debut as well. Finished the first race well inside the top 5. Looked like you belong there. Also, not your first time at Fulbeck. I know you're fairly regular here from what I've seen on the timings on other championships. But your home track, I guess?
It's not my home track. It's like Woodsort's my home track. It's just a track I go to. So.
Well, you clearly like it because you've been running up there with some of the regular CKC front runners in the Honda Cadet class. So, one of your favourite tracks, Fulbeck?
Yeah, probably.
Normally we carry on walking, but I'm going to spring a bit of a surprise on this paddock walk. I'm coming back because I'm going to have a quick chat with Darren Beavers, the main man of the Kart Championship, with all of the KCs down the left of Darren there. Darren, we're into the second half of the season, round number 4 of the championship. How would you sum up how the first half of the season's gone?
Well, so far so good. You know, we're past the halfway point. This is round 4 of 6. 1, 2 and 3 I think went really, really well. You know, we started at the north at Warden Law, a bumper 182 entries, which I was really, really pleased with. Moved on to Rowra, and normally in championships you get a bit of a drop-off between rounds 1 and 2. We kept up. We actually went to Rowra with 1 more. We went with 183. And here we are now, round 4, and we're still at 163, 164. So it's good to see that actually our numbers aren't dropping off and people are sticking with us. We must be doing something right.
Class-wise as well, we've increased the number with the two championships amalgamating at the end of last season. You get to watch a little bit of racing in between your other jobs. Anything that stood out for you this season in 2023?
Yeah, I mean, this season's been really good for me because obviously with the 2 championships coming together, it has helped with the numbers, obviously. And I've also taken on a lot more staff now. Obviously, Matty Street from CKC, we brought some staff over. I took on some new staff. And you're only as good as the team you've got, you know. And actually, yeah, I've just literally been stood there watching. And I'm now quite relaxed and I can stand and I can watch, and I've got a great team of people that basically run the show for me. And things that have stood out for me is, I mean, the junior maxes are on the track at the minute, and every round we've had a full grid. And to see a full grid of juniors coming back and racing month after month, I'm really, really pleased with. And I'll keep a close eye on the juniors all around the whole country, and normally juniors got a bit of a reputation for being quite a crash fest bumper cars, and I've just watched that start there because there's been a little bit of unhappy people this weekend. The fact that our race director Dan makes them run the first chicane on lap 1 It's just something we've always done, and people think you should miss it out and go straight through. So I just watched that start thinking, how many juniors are going to crash at the first chicane? And actually nobody did. Everybody got around cleanly. So it's good to see the drivers seem to be respecting each other more when they come racing here. And that's what I'm really enjoying that.
Darren, thank you very much. Hopefully not the last time we catch up this season, although, to be fair, your good lady did run off as soon as she saw the camera coming, so we'll try and get her as well before the end of the season, because I think I could probably outrun most people in this paddock, so we'll just turn it into a bit of a chase around. So, drivers heading in there into the awning. What I'm going to do, I'll have a quick chat with the mechanic. The driver didn't look overly thrilled on his way in, so we'll chat with the mechanic and get a bit of a rundown. How's it gone for your driver out there?
Not a bad session. Only finished 11th in the end, but bit of a mad panic before the race, just trying to get the setup right. Wasn't sure whether to go on a wet or a dry. Changed to wet at the last second. Unfortunately, the car wasn't quite right for him, but he's stuck with it. Lost 4 places overall, but onwards and upwards. Next race, who knows?
He does look a bit happier. I might try and have a chat with him now. I'm going to pop round this way. We'll have a quick chat. You came in with a bit of a head down. I wasn't quite sure if you were feeling up for a chat, but now you're looking a little bit smiley. So talk me through heat number 1.
Well, we got onto turn 1 and I turned in but accidentally hit 78, so his bumper went loose. Then going into the long right, crash ahead of me, had to go in there, spun, lost places. Then the car just didn't feel right for the rest of the race. But tomorrow's another day and we can make some places up then.
Absolutely, thank you very much. Tomorrow is another day. Hopefully it's a dry one as well, because throughout the day here today at Fulbeck it's probably only rained for only 40 minutes throughout the entire day, but what's happened is it's rained really hard for 10 minutes at a time for 4 times, and now we can see we've got quite a lot of puddles on the floor down here. Driver doesn't look too thrilled because they've already had some races today, so we don't always... What we're going to do, mid-race, I'm going to cut through this way up to the side of the track, and we'll just start talking to random people. Harris Roberts, hi, how are you?
Good, thanks.
Good. Come this way a little bit because it is quite loud over there. But so you've already been out in Mini. You're straight out and you're straight back watching more racing. Are you just getting a bit of a gauge of what it's like out there, or just watching some friends?
Watching some friends, Ollie Naylor, so...
How did your first heat go?
Qualifying didn't go very well, so we started 13th and then I got closer and closer and we got up to 3rd at the end, so pretty good.
Yeah, I'd say that's pretty good. Harris, all the very best for tomorrow. It's quite noisy over there, so I'm going to head back out. Try not to scalp myself even more than already on the bit there. I think Junior and Max are just about finishing up. Mini should be making their way through, so we'll walk round. We'll see if we can speak to anybody. We don't even have to speak to drivers. We can speak to Joshua Bailey's mum over here, who, what happened there was she went, don't talk to me, which is a sign to say, I'm going to talk. So, Coma C50 Bambino, your driver Joshua Bailey. Don't think he's been out yet. Is he just about gridding up to go?
Gridding up on the dummy grid now, yeah.
Good. How did qualifying go for him?
3rd.
And you must be confident because you're carrying the wet box that it's going to stay dry.
Well, we've been watching everybody else, so we've taken the plunge. So has all the grid as well, so yeah.
So you're not on your own, you're not trying to spring a surprise?
No, hopefully it's the right decision.
Obviously qualifying in 3rd on a much wetter track than what it is now, you must be confident that he's going to keep up there in the top 3?
He did his rain dance this morning, so he loves the wet.
Well, hopefully he goes well. We'll make our way round further into the paddock. See, here at Fulbeck, you see, the actual main paddock is all the way over there. All of this area that we've walked down so far is the overflow, and to be fair, there's not many cars in here. There is 1 or 2, but they're all pretty much all the way down to pretty much the entrance road here at Fulbeck. Harris Barber, hi. How are you, Harris? Good. Ayami Bambino, how did heat number 1 go for yourself?
Came 3rd and it dropped off at the end with my times. I think it was my tyre pressures and everything.
Good. So reasonable bike you've got there as well. What do you think you could go quicker on, the bike or the Ayami Bambino?
Ayami Bambino.
Well, later on, I think we'll get you on the iArmy. I'll ride your bike. I think I could probably, it's wet obviously, so I reckon I'd have a good chance.
Yeah, probably. only if I have sticks on.
Only if he has slicks on. Harris Barber. Let's make our way through. There's a big hole there, so hopefully our cameraman doesn't fall down it. We'll let everybody else go there. Good. Can we just, I'm just going to turn around. I'm just going to walk backwards ever so slightly, Dan. Head in here. Mrs. Gilman, you've backed yourself into a corner. Hi, how are you?
Good, thank you.
Good. Your driver qualified reasonably well.
Fourth, yes, we'll take it.
And he's got some reasonably good wets as well, having missed around. So everybody else has used theirs at Warden Law at the start of the season. They've got 2 heats on them. Yep. Your driver's not, so he's looking in a good position, top 4.
No excuses.
No, I was speaking to Dan. He thinks he can win it.
I agree. Yeah, why not? Let's go for it. Let's go for it. Let's show him.
Well, he did all right at Rowler in his one outing so far this season in the Kart Championship. He took all the race, all the heats and the final victory. So currently coming in with a 100% record of races that he's contended. So
no pressure.
Big to keep that going.
No pressure, no pressure.
Good. Ashley, thank you very much. See, everybody's shy till the microphone turns up. Let's make our way down here then into the main throws of the paddock here at Fulbeck. We'll see if we can catch a chat with the Foresters. Hi, how are you? We'll speak to Dad first. Dave, your lad, how's he gone?
Could have done better, but tricky conditions out there. Hard to judge what to do with the kart itself. From quali to heat 1 was the thing we went wrong on heat 1 in quali, sorry, and then we tried to change it for heat 1, and I think we should have stuck with what we had at quali. Just ever-changing weather conditions, and the track's very greasy here, so really hard to judge what to do.
Well, in Honda, quali was borderline slicks right at the end, wasn't it? It was down to about 2.5 seconds off slick pace on the wet, so it was almost in that sort of crossover phase. It was a little bit wetter for heat number 1. I think, although to be fair, I think towards the end we were probably borderline crossover again, like you say, difficult.
Yeah, it was just really tricky to judge because we were literally like, what shall we do? Shall we go for a wet setup, a dry setup? And then heavens opened, and then, like you say, during the race it started to dry out. It's just such tricky conditions. Hopefully tomorrow there's a bit better weather and we can get on pace and hopefully move up the order. So,
Dave, thank you very much. Doesn't even need to be better tomorrow. It just needs to be consistent because it's been stop-start. At the moment, we've got some of our Bambinos making their way out in a few moments. That's Coma C50. So they're going to go. We're not going to get a chance to speak to them. We'll make our way round because we'll have a quick chat with Junior Rotax, who are just exiting the grid after their race. We've not even seen the results of that one just yet because we've been on our paddock walk. So we'll make our way across down to the exit gate and see whether we can get that open. There's a fair few people congregating down there, so we'll have a little chat. We've got drivers here. Let's just say hello. Hi, how are you?
Good.
Good. Introduce yourself to, not to me, but to the camera.
My name is Lewis Herbertson and I race in Micromax.
Good. You've qualified already. How did that go for you?
Pretty well, actually, but I could still do a bit better.
So not pole then, if you could do a little bit better. Where did we qualify?
5th.
So that's good enough. We'll take that, won't we, going into the first race. Are you hoping that it starts to dry up, or are you hoping that it's a bit more rain?
Bit more rain, definitely.
Lewis, absolutely brilliant. Going to walk in this way. I want to try and catch a quick word with this young man here, if that's all right. Larry Price, you've raced in Honda Cadet for the first 3 rounds of the season, and now you've moved across into Micromax. What's made the decision for you?
I just struggled this year in Cadet, so we decided to make the move this year instead of next year.
Good. Well, we'll make our way down into this way because I want to see if we can have a quick look at the new kart down here for Mr. Price. There it is in the BSR colours. Still looking nice and fresh, Larry. So, but Heat 1, your first race. How did qualifying go?
Not so good.
Now, are you looking forward, though, to the Micromax, the change from Honda? End of the season, I know the plan may well be to go to Inter, but you can finish the season in Micro. Hoping to maybe snatch a podium or 2 by the end of the year?
Yeah.
Good stuff. Larry Price. Helmet there, just a little bit of a backstory about that. Ella Park last season at round number 8. Larry had a bit of an incident, though he's got a nice new helmet now in the style of Mr. Bump. So we'll head ourselves into here. This is Max Gilman's kart. Mrs. Gilman making a second cameo of the Paddock Walk. Hi, Max, how are you?
Good, thank you.
Good. Now, you're probably the only driver that I've seen throughout the day that has just not bothered with a wetsuit. He was hammering it down earlier and just like, I'm just not even bothered. I'm just happy to be out there and always smiling. Qualifying on the second row, so confident going into this one that you can have an opportunity. There's Mr. Cato, the team manager.
Yeah, I'm feeling really good. I hope I can win.
Well, you're heading off in that way. I think the gate may well still be shut that way, so I don't want to get boxed in. We'll just back ourselves out because Junior Max, with it being quite big, has got quite a busy grid in there. So we're going to make our way around, see if the exit gate is open yet. I'm not convinced that it will be. We might just have to make do. Drivers, as you can see here, penned in this area here. makes it look somewhat uncivilized in this area, but do you know what? I'm going to see if we can get an interview through a fence here. I think we might see. Let's just slide straight through here. Hi, Mr. Jensen, how are you?
I'm good, you?
See, I don't know whether to put it here and then just expect you to, or just hang it right completely over the top like that. We'll see. How's that one gone for you? Obviously, busy grid out there, wet track. How's it gone?
It went really well. I had a lot of grip on my car from P20 to P6 or P5, but yeah, so it was really good.
Wonderful. I don't even know. Do you know what? I'm gonna be bullshit. They can kick me out if they want, but we're going in. There we go. Let's get a live update of how things have gone. Let's see if we can have a quick chat here with Mr. Hurstgrover. Harry, qualified on pole. I haven't even seen the race. I've got absolutely no idea. I could be coming in here through joy or through tears, so I'm about to find out. How did it go?
So I led the full race up to the second to last lap. Ben Arner, he's gone for a move into the second chicane. It was a fair move. I've gone for it back. I had the inside line. I've just hit the rubber line and gone straight on and hit him. I didn't mean to hit him, but hopefully the stewards will see that I didn't mean to. I've just hit the rubber patch.
So on the track at least, where did we finish?
Fifth, but I think unfortunately Alan Ayler's might have been disqualified for his rear wheels being too far in. That'll put me fourth, but I don't know what penalties will come.
Right, so we've got some potential controversy going on in there. Do we plough in or not? We plough in. Let's find out. I think we're just having a quick look in here. This, for everyone wondering, at Fulbeck, this is your scrutineering bay. We've got weighbridge over there, scrutineers over there. We'll have a quick look. Let's have a quick look. I know you don't want to chat, Lee, but unfortunately, this isn't optional. How's things going so far? In particular, post-race?
Post-race, not good at all. We've had a snap chassis. James and a few others, we all chipped in and chucked this chassis down, built it up in about 15 minutes. Sent Ollie out on a new chassis last night just to get a quick run. His pedals were like dead tight and everything else, so adjusted about, and he's just getting used to it now, so yeah.
That was purple yesterday, wasn't it? It's definitely green today.
Changed colour today, yeah. And Anna straight away says, I don't like colour. I says, well, I'm not painting it. I says, it don't make him no faster. So, yeah, it's going well so far. To be fair, chucked him this down, and he's doing it. He said he loves it. So, just keep trying and see what we can do.
Lee, thank you very much. Looks like it is still. It's quite tight in there. There's plenty going on. Ollie Naylor, how's that one gone for you? I've just spoke to your dad. He says the chassis is to your liking. So, how's the race gone?
Good actually. It's just unlucky for Harry and Ben colliding together. No one's fault. Harry just went on the inside, had new grip and went straight. So we're lucky, to be fair.
So you had a prime view then. So they'll be taking you down for witness statements regarding the incident, I imagine.
Yeah, they will be. They'll be looking at it, to be fair.
Ollie, thank you very much. We've still got a few coming in, actually, so I'm just going to walk back in this direction, see if we can have a chat with anybody. Want to go into this back corner, actually, before then we head into the main part of the Fulbeck paddock, see if we can have a quick chat with Ewan Stevenson. Ewan, we've got a brand new sticker kit. You've got yourself a scuff on it already. Everyone likes a battle scar, of course, but nice new sponsors, of course, that they've chipped in for it. So we'll talk about the sponsors first, then we'll find out how the race has just gone. So, yeah, like I say, brand new sticker kit. Who's helped out with that?
True 7, Martello. Martello's our big one, so it's always nice to have them.
Yeah, it's always nice to have a nice backer, isn't it? Racing here then, you're in the JKC for the first time this season, although I do remember speaking to you at round number 2 last year at Wilton Mill when you were wandering around the paddock, just putting the feelers out about what class you were going to go for and things like that. You've obviously opted into junior Rotax. How are you finding it?
It's quite fun, really fun. There's no other words to really say. It's fun, engaging, like welcome.
So obviously, we go all around the country with JKC. Club-wise, where do you do most of your racing?
LR Park and Red Lodge.
So you're over that way, aren't you? So it was a bit of a surprise when I found out last year that you'd come all the way over to Wilton to have a bit of a watch, especially when we were due at Ella at round number 8 at the end of the year. But racing so far today out there, wet track at Fulbeck, it can be quite slippy. How did you find it?
Challenging, it's really challenging. Yeah.
Well, all the very best for tomorrow. I'll let you get your cart back up there. Now we're going to have to head more in this direction because, as you can see, as soon as that gate's open, it doesn't take long for it to clear out here then. This one's got a chain off it. That looks like it's had better days. Although, to be fair, did you take the chain off it or did the race take the chain off it?
Race.
Oh, so we've had a retirement, unfortunately.
Yeah. When we need to swap the seal to another engine.
So yeah, we've got another engine for tomorrow. And obviously where we do a start where we finish, that means your driver's going to have to come through the field from the back tomorrow. So good for the viewers, not so good for your nerves and your driver.
Yeah, not good for him.
Wonderful. Right, let's head ourselves out, see if we can make our way through here. Still a fair bit going on there post-race, so we'll just head straight up. I think. Looks like somebody may well be running a little bit late there, so we'll head our way up. Looks like most of Gear Up are out because they run in Micro Max, so they'll have cleared out. They've got absolutely nobody in there. Just have a quick look mainly for snacks or anything else. If there's anything left, I'll take cakes and biscuits. That's one chicken, bacon, and Caesar wrap. It's quite high on the fat content, and I'm trying to keep myself slim because, of course, I've got myself a little bit wet there. Alpha Live are off to Le Mans in France next week for the 24-hour race for the hire kart. So myself and a team involving Luke and James. James is on the camera, so you don't get to see him. He just does the wobbling. That's it. We're off to Le Mans, so we're going to leave the cameras and the microphones, and we're going to do some racing. I'm going to plough in here because I want to have a quick chat with this young man here, Andrew Dixon. Andrew, where's the new helmet? Let's have a quick look because it's quite nice, and we saw it last night. So want to have a quick look at this. So nice new design from Andrew. The cameraman's going to have a quick look at that. So Andrew, first of all, talk me through the design and particularly why it's got snowman on it.
It's got the snow design because I like snow and I'm good under pressure. The colours match my suit, which is what I wanted, and I like the initials here. That's really it.
Has it brought you luck? How did Heat 1 go?
Won it from pole, which was good.
So the helmet currently has a 100% record so far, so we've got to keep that up tomorrow as well.
Yep.
Wonderful. Is the younger one of the family around to talk to, or are we just going to be treated to yourself this round? She's in the van. Ah, okay. So we'll leave that one alone. We might come back at the final 2 rounds and have a chat there. We'll make our way round this way to see if we've got anybody else available. That engine sounds fairly grim, so we'll keep walking. And then what we'll do here at Fulbeck, it's pretty much in lanes, so I'm going to head back down this way, see if we can have a quick chat. Now, on the right-hand side here, we've got a lot of our Mighty Bambinos and their carts. We're going to have a quick, I'm going to head in and we're going to have a little chat. When I say Bambinos, that is, I mean, Elijah, whose kart that is, isn't the biggest of drivers as it is, but I think we might have to wait at least a year or 2 for that one. Just going to head into the back corner here on our paddock walk to have a quick chat and have a quick look at Seth's kart. We've spoke about Mighty Bambino a few times, but what I want to do is just talk about like the differences in one of these with Seth's dad, who is now going to become a star of this paddock walk. Because you were telling me all about it this morning. I wish we had the camera here. So we're going to find out all about it. I'm going to sneak through here so that we can have a quick chat and James on the camera can get in that side. Let's start at the back, work forward. Let's start with the battery, then we'll go to the throttle body from there.
Lovely. Right, okay, well, yeah, we have the battery at the back with the motor in front of it, following through to the throttle position sensor, which gives you your throttle, and all the gearing goes straight to the rear axle. It's pretty simple. There's an on-off switch here, an on-off switch here, and you're away.
Fixed gearing, of course. We spoke about that this morning. So everybody in the class is on a fixed gearing. The batteries are all the same. The engines are sealed. And that throttle body is off a...
Renault Clio. Renault Clio, it's cut down with a hole drilled in it and it added onto the vehicle, and it's pretty simple. Pretty simple.
I love the way it is because it is just on. I know that I don't want to spin them wheels too much because our cameraman is quite near it if the engine is on and off.
It's on now.
So we're going to get some power. The power input is immediate, isn't it, when it's on? Because this lever here near the seat, it is literally just on 100% of the time when you go. When they're putting the power down, it's very difficult to feather on. They've just had a wet race, which we were speaking about this morning, is a lot harder when they're difficult for them to gauge how much power they're putting in.
It can be a little interesting for them, but it's the instant torque that in the wet conditions can cause them to spin up the rears really quite quickly. So it's a learning curve for them, but that's what the practice sessions are about, and we'll see if they improve.
Wonderful, thank you very much. So we're going to head back into the paddock here and make our way down, see if we can see anybody on either side, because like I say, we have got races going on. BSR on the right-hand side looks fairly quiet. They've got some of their drivers out on track at the moment, and they're in all watching, so we've not got... Oh, it looks like, there we go, we'll have some chats as well. Stuart Lynn, hi, how are you?
Yeah, good, thank you, not too bad.
Good. Now, your background in recent years hasn't really been karts. I know you've been mechanicking, but you're a fairly decent driver yourself. Let's have a bit of a background.
Well, you used to be a fairly decent driver, but I'm a bit slower now.
You don't lose it.
Well, I don't know about that, but no, I did a bit of karting when I was younger, went on to race cars, became British GT champion, and now I'm hoping to get Alex kind of up near the front as well. This weekend's been a bit rough so far with all the changeable weather, but yeah, hopefully tomorrow it'll come together.
Obviously, running with the Optima Motorsport on the side, the family team, so to speak. So that's the long-term goal, I'm guessing, into GTs.
Yeah, you know, both Lewis and Alex, obviously with Optima Motorsport, who have a massive heritage in GT racing, have raced everything up to Le Mans. So yeah, it'd be great to see him at Le Mans one day. Cross fingers, touch wood, and yeah, that'd be the massive goal to do.
Are you going to make a comeback? You know, like Nigel Mansell did and race with his two sons, Greg and Leo. Do you think you could have a chance at that?
Definitely not. I had a go in one of these karts on Wednesday. Ended up bruising all my ribs. So no, I think I'll leave it to the younger guys now.
So you don't fancy a stint in a kart next week at Le Mans with Alpha Live?
Well, it never leaves you, I must admit. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
I reckon I could get him in the suitcase. Right, so that was Stuart Lynn, Alex Lynn's dad. The Lewis that he was talking about was Lewis Goff, our Minimax champion from last year. So, and hopefully he'll be back later on in the season. I'm hearing rumours that he might be making an appearance at Clay Pigeon at round number 5 as a guest. So, got a bit of cleaning going on there for Mark Baines Motorsport. And we are back pretty much where we started. Going to head in left here to bring this one to a close and have a quick chat with Darryl Peacock. Darryl, how are you doing? This one's a bit risky for me coming in here because Heat 1 was going well to the point where it wasn't going well.
Yeah, obviously we started 8th. Yeah, something happened at the top end. I think one of the slick runners went sideways. Alex Lynn and Amy got caught up in it. Nowhere to go. T-boned it, got stuck together. Damage limitation, she finished 12th overall. So, yeah, tomorrow we've got 2 heats and a final to come back. Hopefully get back up into that top 5 where I think we should be this weekend.
Where was she at the time when the contact happened?
8th, I believe. So I think she was still sat in 8th place. They all made it through the first chicane okay, but it was the top long sweeping hairpin where it all got a bit messy. So she's in good spirits. So yeah, I'm sure we'll come back tomorrow fighting hard.
Darryl, thank you very much. So I said that went considerably better than I thought it might have done. When you've got drivers that have a little bit of contact, and as you can see, we're pretty much back to where we were here at Fulbeck. We've got a race going on, that's Micro Max, so we're going to find out in a few moments' time how that's gone. Looks like it could well just be lap 1 at the moment, so we're not going to be able to stick around long enough to get any post-race. I think I am going to finish this one with one final interview over here with this fine lady over here. We're getting quite a bit. We're getting a bit of a face now in the paddock, aren't we? We're doing a bit of camera and a bit of media work as well for some of your drivers who we're working with this weekend, Janine.
Oh, wow, we've got RCE this weekend. We've got Ollie Naylor, Molly Pugh, my own son James Kell. Yeah, there's quite a few of us. I've had a lot of inquiries this week as well, so it's been really good.
And when you're not doing your social media, you're getting roped into to using the camera as well by Mr. Stretton.
Yeah, so I've done a couple of sessions with Stu and Josh, done a couple of the UKC rounds. It's been so much fun and I've learned a lot. Really, really grateful for the opportunity. And it's all their pictures and my pictures that I use for the social media as well, so it's really good.
James, obviously your son racing in Junior Max, how's that gone for him? The first one, the face doesn't say great.
It's been pretty standard, so he was quite high up on the grid. I can't remember exactly where. I try and stay out of the way. Did really, really well, really giving it some. He's terrified of that chicane, but he really went for it and then oiled up, so he didn't even start. So I'm crying, he's crying. Well, might not have been, but I was crying for him, so devastated.
And we've mentioned already, start where you finish tomorrow, so he's got to plough through that field fairly quickly tomorrow.
But there's been some disqualifications since the end of it, so poor Ollie Naylor, first on track, disqualified. So
I think that might have been rear track width for Ollie Naylor that caused that disqualification, couple of millimetres, but regulations are regulations. It's down to that exact millimetre here at Fulbeck. So breaking news, although it won't be by the time we get to this out tomorrow lunchtime, but your race winner in Junior Max removed from the standings. That does unfortunately bring an end to the Paddock show here at Fulbeck, but does mean that the on-track action is going to be back for you in a few moments' time with our finals here from round number 4 of the Kart Championship.